30 points. All right, final game is this Monday night contest out in Denver. It's actually going to be decent weather. Yeah, it'll be cold, 23 degrees, but no wind, no rain or snow for this very important showdown. Right now, that number 2 seed in the AFC, the extra bye between New England and one of these two teams. So a lot is at stake here as the Bengals head to Denver to play the Broncos. Denver opened 3.5-point favorite. The early number here up to 4, and we see about 62% of the early bets are on the Denver Broncos, and that really comes down to who's going to be quarterback for these teams, Harvard, because we really got 2 backup quarterbacks. One of them, McCarron, made his debut last week. So, I mean, how do you assess 2 teams with quarterbacks who don't have much of a track record?
Well, you know what? If you just go into the general template of these 2 teams, it looks like they're probably dead even. For a game like this, you would look at, all right, what do the Bengals have to do? Well, they're probably going to run Hill, Bernard. So they run, control the clock, and then use their defense. All right, when you go to the Denver side with Kubiak, what he wants to do, run, control the clock, and use their defense. Use Hillman and use C.J. Anderson. So if you just stopped right there, you would think, wow, well, where's the advantage?
Well, nobody's going to score.
Right. So let's look a little bit further. Remember when Manning wasn't doing so well and he was throwing interceptions and he was getting sacked? Well, he had 15 sacks until he got taken out. Do you know Brock has already got 20 sacks already? I mean, they're getting to him left and right. They coming off a devastating loss against Pittsburgh. I mean, they were up by a zillion. Not only did they lose, I think they were up 27-13 or something like that, and they not only lost, they didn't even cover the spread by 0.5 point. Maybe some people got a tie, but they lost 35-27 or 28, whatever it was. Devastating loss. Now you got to fly home, regroup. Another thing, they went 24 straight possessions without a touchdown. That's because Brock's getting sacked, Brock's getting out of the pocket and getting not knowing what to do. It's allowing the safeties to come up and hit the receivers. There's no one open. You just can't go that many possessions. And that's in a row, 24 straight in a row. That doesn't mean once in a while you make a 3rd and long and cover that, but and keep the drive going. When you look at A.J. McCarron, I'm telling you right now, I've talked to a lot of bookmakers when they sit there and make this line on the odds makers. Don't quote me, quote them, but I do agree. They think that A.J. is just as effective and just as good as Dalton. Now, the other thing is there's less film on A.J. McCarron. A lot of film on Brock now. Remember how he started off world beater? He won like the first 2 or 3 games, and now all of a sudden he sat back. Well, there's no film on A.J., really. They don't know what he's going to be doing. He's 70% accuracy rate, which is fantastic, and he's got the greatest defense in football backing him up. So if there's ever a chance for you to sit there and take somebody with points or maybe on the money line, I'll tell you right now what I'm going to do. Let's say I was going to bet $1,000 in this contest. I'm going to put $700 on Cincy plus the 3.5 for 4, and then the other 3, I'm going to take the plus 165 on the money line, and there's my $1,000. Cincinnati will win this game outright.
Aha, we've got a strong play on the dog, not only to cover but win the game. I'm going to be looking at a defensive game because it's tough to go against the Cincinnati defense. Number 1 in the NFL in points allowed, top 10 against the run, and as you mentioned, Denver wants to run the football. Actually, both teams are going to try and establish the run. Denver's been trying to do this all season long, and I don't understand it. Their offensive line lost Clady before the season began. They haven't been able to run all year. It's been terrible for the most part, and yet they still stick to it. And then you watch them get behind against Denver, and they have to pass with the kid Osweiler, and you can see what the problems are. When he's under duress at times against the Steeler attack, he had to throw the ball a little early. He got terrible help or no help at all from some of his wide receivers. Thomas dropping another ball, and then Vernon Davis, the 3rd down pass right in his lap, and he blew it. I mean, that's got to really hurt a young quarterback like that when you do make a perfect pass on a 3rd and long and your receiver just drops the ball. So this is a Denver offense that is hard to figure out, very streaky, but mostly out of sync. I can't trust them in this one to cover the game. But with these cold weather conditions and with both defenses being so outstanding all season long, dominant defense, that's the way I'm going to look at this game. I see both teams being conservative, probably a lot of field goals. I can't see a lot of red zone touchdowns. Cincinnati on the road, 10-4 under the total. Denver for the season, 5 and 1 run under the total. Wouldn't be surprised to see a 16-13 kind of game. Heck, I'll predict overtime. Either team could win, but that would be way under this total. So that's how I'll look at this one. All right, let's get to some best bets on the week. Plus, let's tell you what we have going on. Harvard, you've got these plays, the triple system plays. You don't release them very often. Perfect in the NFL, perfect in college football, and now you have one coming up for the Bowls this weekend.
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, let me backtrack just 1 second. If you really want a ton of money built up in your bankroll for that Cincinnati game, then do this. Get on this triple system play on Saturday. Like John just said, I won it in the college, I won it in the pro. But let's go back and let's break down the numbers there. There's been about 1,350 games this year between the college and the pro. Out of those 1,350 games, how many of them did I have of the 10-star plays? 32. 32 out of 1,350. Out of the 32, how many of them were in a triple system that had never lost? Only 2. So 2 out of the 1,350. That's how special these are. I have one this Saturday. Now, I know there's a couple of you guys out there stubborn as a hill, just like me, and for whatever reason, you just haven't hit that, gone over to jimfeist.com and bought that 10-star play. Most of you guys have, but some of you haven't. I know I want that last one. I want that second to the last one. I want that third to the last guy to go over there one time and say, you know what, let's give Harvard one shot. We've only had 2 of these triple system plays out of 1,350 games, college and pro. They're both in a situation that's never lost, and once again, they haven't lost. You guys know it. They won the college and the pro. This bowl game, it is in the same type of system. It will not lose. In fact, make a note, because next year when I have my triple system play next year, I'm going to be saying the same thing. It's in a situation that's never lost. So why don't you go over there, click that play on. It goes Saturday, and then I'll tell you what I'll do. Click that thing. I'll give you the 10-star play on the NFL, so you'll get 2 plays, and then you can roll both those games over into that Monday night game on Cincinnati. Okay? That sounds fair enough, and let's get it on. Oh, by the way, just so you know, transparency, I did lose last week on that total. I think we might have mentioned it, not sure. It was a close game, 30-20. I took it under 48. 47.5, 48. It just barely lost, which is a loser, no problem, but that included, so I'm 21-11 overall for the whole season.
All right, you got a best bet for the week. It could be bowl games too, if you want to give out a bowl game or NFL best bet.
Well, no, I'm still doing my thing. This is Tuesday. I mean, I just got we just had that Monday night game, which I pounded Detroit, and that was a good win. This is Tuesday morning. No, I don't have any. I just gave you worked on these games here that I just gave you. Cincinnati is a definite play. I don't care. You don't. I'm not even going to sell that one because you're already getting it for free. But if you want something for Saturday, and I'm going to give in Sunday for free, so you get 2 plays for the price of 1. But you got to get on that triple systems play.
All right, I'll go with Arizona Green Bay over the total as the best bet on the Sunday show. Jim Feist is off a 6-3 NFL Sunday. Did lose a big play Monday night on the Saints. Did have his top play on Sunday with the Bengals. That was an easy winner against the 49ers. If you want to get free plays from Jim, you can just text the game to 25827, or you can go to jimwins.com for a free daily sports report. Plus, he has plays daily at jimfeist.com. All right, for all the guys, good luck with the games, everyone, and we'll see you next week with another edition of the NFL version of Proline.